Hey there, this is going to be my last cast of the day, and this is a game between Chamkyoyook and LikeFirsTime. LikeFirsTime is playing the purple Protoss on spot number 1, and Chamkyoyook is playing the brown Protoss at the brown Terran on spot number 7. And do keep in mind that it's a clockwise spot counting, so it'll be 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, and 12. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's just hide that interface real quick, as not to spoil the game length. And LikeFirsTime starts out, as always, traditionally and very orthodox, with an 8-9 pylon, which is also very traditionally and orthodox. And as usual, Chamkyoyook starts off with an 8-10 depot, followed by a 9-10 barracks, and LikeFirsTime will undoubtedly follow this up with a Nexus. Yes, the Nexus is gonna come out. Chamkyoyook starts a barracks on 10-18, as is tradition, of course. And he's gonna send out an SCV to scout, which is not as tradition, though it is part of the 2 barrack build instead of the 3 barrack build. It really depends on the player. Some players like to go 2 barrack builds, others like to go for 3 barrack builds. And he's gonna send his SCV into the middle scout for a mid build, and there's no mid build. So now he decides to scout spot number 9. He scouts only the choke section, because he knows that there will be a pylon in the choke, because I assume he knows LikeFirsTime pretty well. LikeFirsTime, Nexus, Gateway, Forge, Cannon in his choke. This replay feels very familiar to me. I'm not sure why, but it feels very familiar. LikeFirsTime, scout spot number 3. Chamkyoyook sends his SCV into LikeFirsTime base. He's gonna have it get as much information as he possibly can. 2 gases started for LikeFirsTime. Chamkyoyook starting 2 CCs. He has started 1, he's going to start the second one. Once he has the minerals for, he's not making marines because he does not meet marines just yet, because he knows LikeFirsTime has no units at all. LikeFirsTime pulls off 6 probes, puts them on his gas, makes a cybernetic core, and he's going to add another cannon to his choke. Chamkyoyook has placed his marines at his choke, as with the purpose of intercepting this probe once it reaches this part, so LikeFirsTime cannot look into Chamkyoyook's base. But this probe might actually just get through, as it's walking along the side, and it actually does get through. It's only a single marine gas to target fire it, but now there are 2 marines walking in, and they are gonna miss the probe too. So all his efforts to deny access to his base have been nullified completely. And this probe is gonna dance around the base and just get information. Actually, no, he's gonna send it up to the corner, and he's gonna get chased down by this marine. The marine is unable to kill it. These marines are gonna kill it though. No, they're not gonna kill it. This one's gonna kill it. Come on, and the probe dies just before it gets to make a second cycle into Chamkyoyook's base. And the academy is almost finished, and LikeFirsTime has finished the Citadel of Adun. This little bugger is still going in circles inside LikeFirsTime's base. There's a Templar's Archive, there's a gateway, and a 3rd gas is being thrown down. And there's a factory being constructed. This replay feels very, very familiar. There's a pylon being thrown down. And I'm just gonna check if I have casted this replay before, because it just looks so familiar. Maybe I've watched it myself once, but I've watched so many replays by now. Actually, I have not casted this game before, so no worries about me spoiling you guys. LikeFirsTime is expoing a drop. He's making a robotics facility and a gateway there, instead of making them inside his base. I do assume that LikeFirsTime that Chamkyoyook knows that LikeFirsTime is, or maybe he doesn't know, because there's also a robotic facility at LikeFirsTime's choke. So maybe Chamkyoyook doesn't know that there is an expo going on the map. And there is a Templar's Archive robotic support bay. Shuttle speed is being produced, and I assume that there's a Reaver is being made there too. A shuttle is out, and Chamkyoyook is making a lot of starports, which will be his go-to anti-drop defense. He's finished a choke. There's 3 Marines at a choke. They're gonna try to fight up to the Dragoon. Dragoon pulls back. The Dragoon is now going to kill the SCV. The SCV unable to enter back into the base, forever forsaken. Actually, the Dragoon is in hold position, so the Dragoon is not going to kill that SCV. And the Expo is almost finished here, and he is making a shuttle. Actually, I think that Chamkyoyook is going to scout it with this engineering bay that he sent out for vision. He cannot see the Dark Templar, but he is going to spot it. So let me quickly turn off. Yes, he spots the Expo, so now he knows that he quickly has to go kill it. And Chamkyoyook has 3 gas in his base. He's still on 2 barracks and very slowly massing of Marines as anti-drop. He's making some turrets on the sides of his base. He's finished his choke, adding a tank to his choke. He's now also making raids. He's added an add-on control tower for the starport, so he can get cloak later on into the game. Still on a single factory. And here is a Dragoon killing this engineering bay or chasing it away. Cannon is also being thrown down. There are 2 Stargates there. And the first drop is flying in. There it is. And he gets the Reaver out. And the Reaver is going to... The Reaver doesn't hit any SCVs. The shot was a dud. Very lucky for Chamkyoyook. And he's going to scan the Dark Templar, kill the Dark Templar. Yes, there, the Dark Templar goes down. And LikeFirsTime is going to load up another drop anytime soon. Very soon. There's a Templar being made. There's a Templar there. There's an SCV there, which now scouts the units leaving LikeFirsTime's base. LikeFirsTime did not use attack move. So yes, the SCV is now going to go die. Goodbye. Thanks for the information. It was some critical information for Chamkyoyook to know that the drop is going to come out very soon, though he is prepared for it. He's got 5 raids out now, and 3 more raids are going to come out in just a second. There is number 6. And LikeFirsTime is redirecting his drop. He's going for 2 drops at the same time. One here in the bottom, against the bottom corner of the bottom side of the map, and this one against the top side of the map, or maybe he's going to fly it over right through the middle as a distraction, and whichever of the 2 reaches the minerals will get Templars out and storm. You just have to wait and see. The Expo is being expanded upon, and there is the first one. It's going to fly in. The second one is going to fly in. The second one is going to get focused down. The first one is not going to get focused down, in fact. In fact, he does get the Templar out, but the Templar doesn't... It kills a single SCV, so that's a pretty nice pull-off by Chamkyoyook. Chamkyoyook throws out the BM. It's called like... It's like a ha or however you pronounce it. A single one. So a little laugh thrown out at LikeFirsTime. Chamkyoyook is very confident in this game. And he scouts a shuttle, and he takes down the shuttle. And he cloaks his raids, takes down a Corsair too. Very nice micro displayed there as well. LikeFirsTime still adding on to his base. Very slowly expanding more and more. The Expo is also growing way bigger. LikeFirsTime's base is way bigger than it seems because of the Expo. And he's got another drop prepared. Another drop prepared here too. I think he's going to just throw them all into a big single group now, because splitting them up into 2 groups has not worked in his favor as of yet. And a lot of upgrades being produced too. Scarab damage, weapon upgrade damage, Templar energy. Armor is being thrown down for Chamkyoyook. Chamkyoyook now is gonna focus. The shuttle's down, but 2 shuttles get through. And 2 Templars actually get through, but the 2 Templars immediately get shot down as they get dropped first instead of the Zealots getting dropped out first. And that means that Chamkyoyook successfully defends yet another drop. without losing any units. Maybe he lost a couple of units to tank splash damage, but that was maybe a handful. And that was some very nice control from Chamkyoyook in sniping down these shuttles. And Chamkyoyook is getting pretty big now. He has to add on depots though, because if you're going to add depots, now he's stuck on 185. Whereas LikeFirsTime is a 142, but he's been losing a lot of Psy in those drops, so he would have been 200 a long time ago if he had just saved them up. But saving them up doesn't deal damage to the enemy. So instead, he's being slowly throwing out Psy, sacrificing it, rebuilding it, trying to deal damage to Chamkyoyook's minerals, but Chamkyoyook is defending these drops really well. LikeFirsTime adding on more gateways. He has plans of having mass production going, but Chamkyoyook is gonna try some very sneaky little plans. He's got, I think, around 20 units flying around the map. And there's a Dragoon being fired down, which is the origin of the sounds we were hearing, the siege tank's sound. And Chamkyoyook is gonna try to snipe this Nexus. So he sends in his raids, he's gonna kill that cannon there, now he's gonna fly his raids to the side corner and focus down the Nexus, but at the same time a drop has landed inside Chamkyoyook's base, but the drop was, the units were dropped here in the corner instead of flowing all the way, and he barely gets anything out of it. Meanwhile, Chamkyoyook has taken down LikeFirsTime's main Nexus, and it's going to take down the second Nexus too. He no longer has Cloak on his raids, but these raids will be able to take this down. There are simply too many raids for these Dragoons to fight off. And LikeFirsTime is going to... Yes, he cloaks the units now. And now the units are cloaked. Nothing LikeFirsTime can do. Both Nexuses go down to the raids. The raid's now going to kill a bunch of probes too. But a drop does fly into Chamkyoyook's base, and Chamkyoyook almost loses all of his SCVs actually. But it doesn't really matter that he lost any SCVs, because LikeFirsTime does not have a main Nexus. LikeFirsTime now has to wait. He can no longer attack because he does not have gas instead of income. He has to wait for this one to finish so he can start mining again. But if this drop flies in and deals any damage, nope, the drop will not get in. Templar does get out, but the shuttle gets taken down, and the Templar is dropped in between a lot of tanks and raids. The Templar is immediately shut down, and LikeFirsTime leaves the game without even saying good GG. Chamkyoyook says GG for him, and that was a pretty well played game by Chamkyoyook. LikeFirsTime did not expect those raids at all. He was not prepared for it. It was a pretty nice read. I assume Chamkyoyook scanned LikeFirsTime base and immediately saw that, oh wait a second, I can use my raids to kill those Nexuses. And he immediately acted on it. He didn't wait a single second, he just saw it, bam, went for it, and finished LikeFirsTime off really quickly. Yeah, he just finished him off with a very single decisive blow without ever having to leave his base with anything at all. He never even had to break his choke. He just sent his raids out. So Chamkyoyook is pretty well done, pretty inventive. I like that. But yeah, this is the last game of the day. I casted another game before this one, but the game was of very low quality, and it even started to show on my casting, even though I'm not that good at a caster yet, but it was even bad for my standards. So thanks for watching. I hope you'll tune in tomorrow too, when I'm going to upload more videos. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.